Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're going to talk Fyreslayers and in particular the Hermdar Lodge. Now in this video we're going to talk about the special rules that the Hermdar Lodge gets. We'll then take a look at some units we can use to start our Hermdar Fyreslayer army with, before looking at other units then to expand upon after those initial purchases for the army list. Finally, at the end of the video, we'll give you a little sample army list for you to use as some inspiration for creating your own Hermdar Fyreslayer list, or indeed, copy ours if that's what you wish to do. So with that said, you can find the rules for this sub-faction inside the Fyreslayers battle tome. So all nice and in there. Now, the cool rule we get for Hermdar as the sub-faction is a friendly Hermdar unit is first of all wholly within enemy territory, or wholly within 12 inch of any objective on the table, and fails a battle shock test, you halve the number of models that flee, rounding up. This is actually quite a large amount. Like, objectives are massive areas, 12 inch, you know, if you've all of a sudden got 3 objectives wholly within your own, like, half of the table and not your opponent's territory, that's a massive part of the battlefield where you are going to be just halving battle shock. Not only that, but there are now scenarios in the game that use and count objectives as the table quarters. So that means entire table quarters will give you this ability, which is really cool. I think this is a nice ability and definitely works well with some of the more elite options of the army where you're not going to want to be taking battle shock tests on them. And so to start with, first of all, we have the Auric Runefather. I think he is the place to go so we can unlock the battle line options that we're going to want to unlock in this particular army. We're going to want to go, you know, very elite with this army in our infantry style. So Runefather, I think he just unlocks the Hearthguard units available to us, which is really going to be nice. Now, he's got a cool retinue rule where at the start of the first battle round, before determining Hearth's first turn, you can prick a friendly Auric Hearthguard or Hearthguard Berserk units on the battlefield to be his retinue, so long as they're not the retinue for another unit. The Royal Retinue then allows you to allocate a wound or mortal wound to the retinue unit instead of the Auric Runefather. So you've got to make some rolls to have this happen, but it does give him a little bit more survivability. Really nice for your small wound heroes. Now his Dauntless Assault ability is nice as well, where after this unit's fought in the combat phase for the first time, if its retinue is not yet fought, they can immediately fight after him. And his Lord Lord's ability, once per battle, allows you to put +1 attack to all Fyreslayer units, normally his retinue, wholly within 12 inch of him. He's got 4 attacks himself in combat with a 3-inch range, which is really cool. 3s and 3s, Ren 1, damage 3, and also having his nice Fire Steel throwing axe in there as well. Now, alongside this, the reason we've taken him is because we want to unlock Hearthguard Berserkers as our battle line option. Now, Hearthguard Berserkers have a couple of different weapon options. They have their Berserker Broadaxe for 2 attacks at a 2-inch range, 3s, 3s, Ren 1, damage 2, or their Flame Strike Poleaxes with 2-inch reach, again, 2 attacks, 3s and 3s, no rend, and damage 1. Now, the Smouldering Braziers rule is from the Flame Strike Poleaxes. This attack, if you roll a 6 to hit, will cause 2 mortal wounds in addition to any other damage it inflicts. This makes it really nice because it actually means that, you know, going in a battalion like Bounty Hunters actually is worth it because you're making these mortal wounds in addition, not replacing, so you're not losing out there. You know, sometimes you might be damage 2 and only do a mortal wound, and you've got to sort of work out, is that worth it in a Bounty Hunters battalion? In this case, you're getting them in addition, so there's nothing to worry about there. On top of this, you're also going to get the unit has a 4-up ward if you're within 9 inch of any friendly Fyreslayer heroes, which, if you've made that Runefather and this unit his retinue, they should always be right near each other to always guarantee they're going to get each other's buffs off. Now, looking at other units to bring in, first of all, I really like the Battlesmith in this force. His ability to allow your rally commands issued by him to work on a 4+ rather than a 6+ to return models to a unit, I think is really good in a force with such elite troop options where you're not going to have as many bodies on the board. This is just a much bigger use in this. I definitely prefer him, and I really probably go against taking something like the Auric Flamekeeper because you're not going to be wanting to lose 6 Hearthguard. Even if you can bring them up on a 4-up, you're only going to have 4 left in the unit. If you've lost 6, it's really not a good thing for your army to be losing that many models. Now, the Auric Runesmarter and Runemaster are 2 priest options you have. First of all, the Runesmarter, his big thing is being able to bring units on from the edge of the board to tunnel in. This is really cool. just being able to bring a unit alongside him. They can move in from one of the board edge. This helps a lot with Fyreslayers, whose big issue is really they are quite slow. Now lastly, we have the Rune Master as our other priest. I really like him. First of all, he gets to know, in addition to any other prayers he knows, the entire Fyreslayer prayer lore. This is really cool because it allows him to select a generic prayer, so something like curse or heal or something like that available to you, and add that in and then get the entire lore on top. Lastly, we have Auric Hearthguard. These guys, while they're not the most useful unit, they do become battle-line in Hermdar, and they also do allow you to get a little bit of shooting into the army to clear out screens, allowing your Hearthguard Berserkers to get into the targets they really want to. While definitely not a good purchase, I think they have some utility within the Fyreslayers force that is nice and interesting that not a lot of other things in the army can really do. And so here we have our sample army list of the Hermdar Lodge View. We've gone for no place for the weak as our grand strategy. This is just killing all our opponent's battle line, which hopefully we should be able to do with our own battle line units in the army. Now, Auric Runefather is in the army here. He's going to be our general. The command trait, Spirit of Grimir, artifact with the Axe of Grimir, giving him +1 damage and also improving the rend of his axe as well, really pumping up the damage of that Glatchkey axe of his. We then have our Battlesmith, who's going to have the Nulcidian icon as well. I really like this item. This gives us some nice magical protection from both the effects of spells and endless spells on the table, which in the current scenario is looking like a good thing. Lastly, we then have an Auric Runeson, a fun little hero, and what he's got is really cool, is that he's going to be able to help you to bring in another one of those retinue rules, so he's going to allow, him to fight and then a Hearthguard Berserker unit. 2 units of 10 Hearthguard Berserkers, and like I said, this is really up to you on what weapon axes. Broad axes will just do more damage against a lot, but you've got those mortal wound output. You can spike a lot more damage out of those other weapon options available to you. It really is a preferable choice. But either way, both of those units are going in a Bounty Hunters Battalion, which are going to mean they get +1 damage against other Galatian veterans. Though they are Galatian veterans themselves, I think it's just better to go all offense all the time with them. And then we're getting that second artifact thanks to our Commander Entourage with the Magnificent, thanks to our 3 leader options in this force. 995 points means that Triumph is very unlikely, though it is inspired for +1 wound, the one we've gone with. 2 out of 2 reinforced units, no allies. 56 wounds is on, the average, but very much on the low end of average for wounds, and 5 drops. If you've played with Hermdar, if you've been playing with a Hearthguard Berserker heavy Fyreslayers force, love to hear how you're going down in the comments below. That's the end of the video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, drop us a comment down below in the comment section and let us know what you enjoyed about the video and what you'd like to see more of on the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here we have at Sinful Gaming, you can do so on our Discord server, which is linked in the video's description. Also linked in the video's description is our Patreon and YouTube members, where you can go to help support the channel and allow us to keep doing what we're doing. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, Kenny Lower, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ant, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek, and Giappi390. And to our YouTube members: Greenroots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, and Monty's Tabletop Terrain. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now, everyone.